I have English now, so I actually like English.
Boo.
My English is alright. I get over 6 million.
Becky is how it is. Not about your turns. We'll probably wait for Miss with the reception. I thought she said Mia's reception. She said Mia's at the end. Well, that's someone's business. Maybe you don't get one of our members, you know, like disabled, like before we even get there. You know. Cause some traffic jam.
Oh, they're not something. Come on in. Come on in. We're part of Future of the Past, one of 7 locations in the county that is using creative professionals, and I'm a rank amateur, I'm an ex-science teacher, so, you know, rank amateur, to create something that allows young people, young people, to actually engage with the past of the place where they live and work at the moment. Yeah? Like Sleaford, for example. Yeah? So you live and work in Sleaford. Yeah? Or around our villages or close to? Yeah, okay. And the idea is to let you interpret the past in the way that you see fit, with absolutely minimal interference from anybody over the age of 18. Right?
Yeah.
This used to be an Edwardian toilet block. Yeah? And when we took it over 10 years ago and got it repurposed into this museum, it smelt like anything. Yeah? And there was ivy growing down through the skylights, and still the cisterns and things were still in and all the rest of it. But some very, very clever people managed to turn it into this funny little Bijou museum. And the idea is that this little museum carries out our tagline, and our tagline is sharing our stories. So the idea is very clearly that what we're trying to do is share the stories of the people that lived and worked in Sleaford in the past, all the way from 2 and a bit thousand years ago here, right the way through to the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s. We have got about 4,000 bits, artefacts on charge. We don't display them all at once. They just reinstalled the Sleaford Castle exhibition, which is the model that you'll see in the window, plus this here, which is the Sleaford Castle exhibition. Then the other bits and pieces are things like the Playhouse on Westgate. There are things like the metal detectors found. There are things behind you about the glorious Bass Maltings. Yeah, that wreck on the southeast of the town. Yeah, there are things that celebrate postcards. We've got postcards of Sleaford, but everybody likes a risque postcard, don't they? So we've got to show some of those too. The major theme at that end is the shops of Southgate, because hidden behind that panel there is a 1905 picture of Southgate, this road down here, as it was then. And the idea is to try and reflect the activities in there that took place there with the artefacts here. So that's what you would see, and that's what you're going to can see today. But if you were to come in 6 months' time, it would be different. Not completely different, but there will be different displays in. Yeah? So that's what we try and do. Now, you are going to try and put on a dramatic performance. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah? Which you are going to write and create and direct and perform, and hopefully, I would love it to be on Saturday the 21st of June. Yeah? Do you know about the Riverlight Festival. Now this is the 4th year of Riverlight, and Riverlight is a celebration of all things to do with this darling little town that I know you love so much, because it's such an exciting and vibrant place to live for young people, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So many mini markets.
Yeah.
So many
When
chip
the
shops
hell-
and bars.
When the hell can we get out of here? so that's what it's all about, and it really is really sort of centred on the Slee. The theme for Riverlight, the major theme for Riverlight, is the river. It's also got circles that are involved as well. Nothing more expansive than that. Circles. I guess that what you want to do is you want to have a look round and maybe pick up some of the ideas of what you might want to do. Whatever you want. And use me to ask any questions that you want to, and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay? The idea in terms of space would be outside. So you might want to suss out the space outside. We're going to hope for a lovely sunny day. It's the day after midsummer, it's the day after the solstice, so you know it should be absolutely cracking. There you go. Feel free to pick up and look at anything you want to. Yeah. Plenty of books knocking around. As I say, that's postcards of old Sleaford. If you really want to know what this place looked like between 100 and 150 years ago, then those of you that say it looks exactly the same as it did today.
Are you taken with the seaside postcards? Have you never seen them before?
They haven't. They won't have done because it's not politically correct. But they are. No, they are intended to be risque. Yeah, they are intended to be risque. Yeah, that sounds like
But yeah, we're alright. We just go in and go in like no.
Hello, Rob. Hello. Good to see you.
Likewise, you
Well,
well.
yeah. I've done a little
Yeah, but I
spiel.
thought I actually
I've done a little spiel. Told
She
them
looks more scared than Mum.
what I think.
Like, I think that we all need just one big, like, group chat where we can, like, discuss ideas more and shit. So, because that's going to be very, like, vital.
Yeah. We have to wear certain kind of medieval Victorian.
Yeah, no, like, old. Yeah, no.
Depending on, but I think costume design should come later on.
Oh.
Depending on like before we actually do it.
Oh, yeah, no, because we don't, like, know, like, at all what it is yet.
To go and capture the train at the bridge in their which has
Stop flying around. We could have it part of like thing with a witchcraft because you weren't allowed to be part of witchcraft in the medieval times, and you'd get sunk into the sea.
If you can find anything to do with witchcraft being in Sleaford, that'd be an incredible thing to talk about.
If
Definitely.
this is here, then maybe it will.
They'd wrap like heavy stones around them and throw them in ice.
Yeah, and if they didn't sink, they were innocent. But if they sunk,
Yeah, no, if they drowned, they were
If they drowned,
innocent.
they were innocent. If they floated, they were alright.
They were,
so
so
it was
they
inevitably death.
Yeah,
so
it
they
didn't
would
matter.
they would kill them by drowning, or kill them by burning.
Like they were all using kind of
I love it.
But if you go through the
yeah, that was for the upper class.
Loads of postcards.
I'm just saying, there's a tile there that they dug up on Castle Fields, and it had a cat. It's got a cat and a dog on it, and some younger kids created a book about the cat visiting the castle. So, do you know what I mean? That's like the sort of random thing I'd like you to come up with.
We could do something like about that witch's hat.
I found the witch's hat over there, and I was thinking if we could find anything linked to like witchcraft and medieval times, we can kind of use the like river interpretive in it because they got sunk into the river.
Yeah. We haven't got too many witchy stories from actually Sleaford itself, but close to. But if you wanted to do something associated with the cat and the castle, that is quite a good story. We've embellished the story. This piece of pot here, or this piece of tile here, has got a cat's paw on it. So obviously, just after it had been made, obviously a cat had infiltrated the site, put its paw on it, and that was what was dug up the last time that we did a dig on the castle, which was about 2 years ago. 2 years ago next month.
We could actually make a story about that cat.
We'll make sure it's
Yeah. There's also a dog print as well on another piece. Another idea with you associated with the castle is that because it's a scheduled ancient monument, in order to get permission to dig on it, real digging, real time team digging, you have to jump through so many hoops that it's very, very difficult.
We can use the prop left over from Shrek as the castle.
There's a lot of props left over from Shrek.
I'm on like the castle prop.
Ah, that makes sense.
Anything
But wouldn't
associated
it be
with the
more
castle would be
realistic
very
to
interesting.
do it at
Yeah.
castle feel would be more realism. But that's a good idea.
If we're going to perform it here,
Yeah, they do,
like Sleaford Town, where's the castle?
Yeah. Yeah,
There's a
no,
good
it's not
feel.
gonna be.
There's not much of a
I mean, like,
If you, I'm going to
Maybe we
say,
can bring some like the castle prop to the actual building site.
give me a steer about how long would you expect your dramatic piece to be?
Well, since it's over 14 people, maybe at like maximum.
10, I don't know how long.
I think it would be like 10 to 25 minutes. Like,
It should be at least like an hour or something.
No,
An hour.
it won't be an hour. No, if you think logically, okay, that's sort of exam time. So obviously you're
Yeah,
not
no,
all
no,
going to be
it
on there
won't.
separately
20
one at
minutes.
a time.
Yeah.
So you're probably looking at 15 to 20 minutes, and it will be something that rolls, so it could go and then start again, so it would like kind of function.
Or alternatively, you could do it in different locations.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're on the Riverlight Day, when there will be lots and lots of people in town, and you could almost do it. Well, you should almost do it as a flash mob.
Well, like running in, like, in crowds and stuff.
I'll just leave it at that, you know. With this is one site. This on one site maybe, and then I don't think there'll be very many people down on the castle site that day. I'd love to think
We
that there
could
would
flash mob through them together.
be. Just thought.
So one of the things that would be really, really good is
We can maybe write a song about it and then perform it.
Or like horrible histories.
Yeah, like horrible history. Yeah.
I'd stumble. If we did like a really important scene like round here, and then to kind of get into like maybe the next scene be like a flash mob or something like that.
Yeah. Like, well, so when the people who aren't in the flash mob, maybe they could be like sort of like moving props around whilst we distract the crowd whilst doing the flash mob. So the change in scene doesn't just goes unnoticed.
so what's next? What's the next steps for you as a team then? Coming together with these creative ideas.
Make a group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a group chat. Then find the actual premise of what we're actually going to perform, and then
Everyone write
characters
their own
between ourselves.
ideas down so that everyone
Yeah.
gets kind of saying what they
Yeah.
want it to be like. And then kind of join up all the ideas together on a massive mind map.
So do you guys all perform together in school?
Yeah, we're all in the same class.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're in two separate classes, but we got merged together for multiple units.
Oh, okay. And are you all predominantly drama, or are some of you dance, or some of you?
We all like do drama like class. It's our last year of it, but it was what we picked as a GCSE into like the performance you do. So like I did physical theatre, which is dance and mime and stuff like that.
And Zach's good with like music and stuff.
Yeah, like we all have different kind of strong
But
points.
when we were doing our Diamond Danny performances, when we were doing our Diamond Danny performances, he
Sorry,
made
your Diamond?
Annie.
Diamond Annie.
So for Jack type.
Okay, yeah.
He made like just about every single group's songs, or set up like a PowerPoint for everyone else's groups.
I am like very, very like good with like tech and sound. And
He makes his
stuff.
own songs.
Okay, so linked to this, if you're interested in doing a multimedia dimension to the performance,
He
I
could do the
think
flash
that
mob
I'll
music.
definitely like be able
You
to
can make
like
the flash mob
try and like make a few like tracks to generally just play in the background while the whole thing goes on. Like I would like workshops and stuff in it.
awesome.
Yeah.
I can try making a costume.
Yes.
Okay,
Would most of our like rehearsing be done at school?
good question. Potentially.
We have to ask Mills.
Maybe it's after school. Maybe we can all find a day that we're all like good, like sometime in the week. We can all rehearse on that day. One that we all agree with.
So we've got a sort of drama and performance element. We've potentially got a multimedia element
Yeah.
with the music and the
Flash mob.
visuals and flash mob stuff. But we're also potentially costume.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You good at sewing or something?
So
Yeah. Well, alright.
Brilliant.
Let me-
So quick recap then. What are your main areas of focus, do you think, in terms of narrative ideas?
That's cat and paw.
The cat's paw
And dog's paw.
and the dog's paw.
Flash mobbing.
I think that did like River must be like somewhat in it, like. Yeah, no, I'm like, since it's the whole
I think just before the flash mob, there should be like a mini cliffhanger. So that whilst we are doing the flash mob and stuff, whilst they're watching us, they're like, I wonder what's next, what's everyone else changing the props behind us all. It's like a mini cliffhanger.
Maybe it could be like, we're not all in one scene at a time, so like, a few people can be in a scene and then like, you could add different people in it, which adds different elements to the story.
This year's Riverlight Festival has the theme of cycles.
Cycle of life.
So, if you could run your ideas through that filter and think how cycles might become part of
Structure.
Like
You end where you start.
Maybe history repeating itself.
history repeating itself.
Oh yes, so we could go for like the different like elements of history and like for example,
How they overlap.
yeah, like overlaps. Like this is what happened here, and then like for example, if it was like this is like not what we probably do because it doesn't really link to it, but it could be like crime in like one certain part of history, and then you can kind of see how it develops and all of that. But obviously something that links with Sleaford.
The ideas are just like bubbling, like this, like.
I didn't know we'd get any ideas. Did you know?
Make sure that you think big, okay?
And outside the box.
And outside of the box. Don't, if there's something that you've wanted to try too, so I said about workshops and things like that, if there's anybody that you wanted to look at bringing in, is, yeah, if you think, oh, we'd like to try this as an element of our performance, but we don't really know how to do it, or we'd like some help to do it, whether, sometimes like puppetry, like large scale puppetry could be part of it, you know, like giant, I don't know, automaton pieces that
Physical
support your
theatre.
performance.
We can make that into physical theatre.
Like what? Like kind of what we did.
Yeah. And another thing.
So like when each scene's coming to life, we can add a bit of physical theatre
Yeah.
and do the exact same for every scene, so it kind of stays. Something stays the same, but something changes like a cycle.
And with something that Pandora said about someone said blood brothers.
Me.
All right. Well, you both connected somehow because she mentioned starting with the ending, right? You guys won't understand this, but you know in Ruby Rose's performance where they all showed like little blackouts and then little scenes of Diamond Danny and the two boys dying. We could try something like that at the start.
Yeah, Emily Rose.
Yeah. Emily Rose. Let's say Ruby Rose.
Yes, you did.
My bad.
How does one to do it? Because 21st, it's the 21st today, isn't it? 22nd.
So, let's say that the performance starts in, say, the like 1500s, and then, there's an interlude somewhere in it, which is when the flash mob happens. And then the next part comes in, say, in the 16 or like 1700s, and then it keeps going through time until the last bit is in the current day where it, where it takes place in here, and then it is someone like showing people all of the history
Like
stuff in
Titanic
here,
a little bit,
and
like
then
the
it
bits
moves
Titanic.
back.
Yeah.
Because it's talking about all of this, so then it all goes
Yes!
back
So for
through
example,
the
we see
time.
something from the 1500s and then we do like a scene from the 1500s. But like, you know how you mentioned about physical theatre?
Yeah.
We could add a bit of physical theatre bit saying a walk through time.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like to add the title in it, which also links to this museum.
Yes. Oh my god.
So just to let you know, a very famous singer called Elton John, his
I love him.
songwriter, lived in Sleaford and born in Sleaford, grew up in Sleaford.
Right,
Elton John
John
was born
is
here?
No, Elton John's writer.
Oh, we're gonna go. Wait.
That's cool.
He is the one who
He was Ruskington.
Rocket Man.
Yeah.
I'm in the same place as him.
Bernie Taupin was born in Ruskington.
Yeah,
But
Saturday night is
I live in
based
Ruskington.
around Lincolnshire.
I live in Ruskington. That's cool.
Right, I think we have to add Elton John.
Yeah, it's based around Sleaford.
I still in this
Like for the flash mob, we can have I'm still
Me
standing.
stimming just got told you.
Oh really?
All about mills.
that is a lot more exciting than what we have right now.
Say that again, yeah.
Sometimes I still wish we kind of lived in like these times because it actually seems a lot more interesting. Obviously, they were very immoral back then.
I think if
I
you like
wanted to
called
see
a witch and stuff, so like it wouldn't be so fun for that long. But like,
I want to
yeah,
see
no, it's
people.
still
I want to
super
see
fun.
like where like they used to throw tomatoes at like little thieves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They
no.
had the head in like that.
Yeah.
I think the fashion and everything was good, but like
Oh yeah.
the type of
What the 1500s fashion?
Well, I
Look
won't
at
be the
this.
one handling
That?
or being. I'm not on about that. I'm on about like
Well, maybe that'd be the
1950s.
punishment in some
Oh, we're
Like
on
the
about
19
Anglo-Saxon times. What if we like use the Lego to make like scenery?
I don't.
I don't.
No,
I don't think it's that big.
That's
for
not what
that.
I mean, like you know when people instead of drawing what it could look
Concept.
like.
There you
Maybe,
go.
hold
Okay.
on.
I didn't mean make a tower of Lego.
Oh.
You mean like a mini bird?
Yeah, like a mini version.
Yeah.
Right. The Playhouse Theatre starts in 1993.
No. It was established in 1950 because that was on one of the flyers. Yeah,
Right.
1950.
So maybe at some point in this performance we have a clip about the Playhouse Theatre.
I mean, maybe we could just have a like mention or a like reference to it
Yeah,
in
that's
the
what I
like
mean.
1800s, saying it's in Tannic, is so we could incorporate that key being like found in all of the things. So that key sort of like sticks throughout the whole thing, sort of like links it all like together into one thing.
Because I was when we were talking about doing it with the cat and the dog thing, like, it would be hard to interpret that because it would be hard to have like an animal.
At some point, there was a big fire in these old buildings. Could we have that written in the news? A mention of it in the news. There's a big fire.
What if we do? We read.
Yeah, come over here, guys.
What if we do like we read?
The fire.
Hold on. What if we do the reading like newspaper from each time? Like maybe because even if it wasn't newspaper invented, we could be reading something like each thing's like articles back in them times. So if we're in the 1700s, we could read something from there, and we could see like, oh, there's been a crime committed, like the key or something, and then that could be part of that scene. Or then the next one could be there's been a fire. We could do a scene about that, and like each time.
Because there was a mention up here in the Malt Building, where it was the biggest fire that Lincolnshire's ever seen
And so they
at the time.
And then the key could maybe be like saved from that fire.
And we could see all the things it was
Let me
saved
read more
from.
about that. We can have that entire section there in the newspaper.
I mean, like, maybe simplify it a bit because.
That's just exaggerated.
If you've got spare money.
But if you look over here, it's literally just a really
And then like the things that could be saved from that could be like the dog paw, the cat paw, and then we could see it and we could kind of do a piece of performance based on the background of what the key was used for, what the dog and the, you know.
And linking to what you were saying earlier about that key, we can mention that the key's been lost in the news as well.
We could include travel and time.
Another thing when I was down then, I shouted, "Guys, it's murder weapons! Guys, it's poison!" Maybe like in the newspaper there could be like a talk about murder by poison.
However,
That
what we
could
read,
be the
Sam,
origin of the key. Because the guy who owned it died, and then it kept like turning up in a bunch of places like around Sleaford until it was dug and taken here at the end.
what we read over there with the poison is that it wasn't murder, it was suicide, accidental suicide. It was an addictive medicine, addictive pain relief. They just kept taking it. Like Charles Dickens was obsessed with it, and he overdosed on it because it was so nice.
You know how you mentioned about the boss mountains and how there's only a little bit left in Battlefield? If we want to do like time travel and stuff, we could kind of, if we built it with props, we could go back to when the whole thing was there, and then we could kind of flash forward to when it's just like a little, and the fire could have been from, we could say that the fire was that and that's why it's only a little bit left. or something like that, if we want to interpret it as that. And then we find stuff around that, like what's left of the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that poison medication stuff, it was used to treat headaches, diarrhea, menstrual cramps, and even babies teething. So it wasn't just adults taking it, it was also babies.
Yeah, but like the but the baby's not gonna have the key, so maybe not have the baby like chugging like the thing.
Yeah, I was just saying that it was useful for all ages.
Yeah.
Now, obviously you guys have got ideas percolating away. I just had a chat with Mr. Clifton about after the holidays. I understand you guys meet 3 times a week. Potentially that first Wednesday back, I'd like to come in and have a shakedown session with you about where your ideas are at, what you're thinking, so that I can start putting my plans together and how I can help you guys.
And we can talk on Monday then, you see.
Will it be after school or during the lesson?
Initially it will be during the lesson, I would imagine. Yeah.
Alright. So, what about with everyone else who isn't on the trip?
They go with Miss O'Donnell and do revision, can't they?
Alright, so will that be
Away.
No, probably in Almering.
Alright.
But really nice to meet you all, and I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit more about how those ideas shape up over the break and when I come in and sit down with you guys and go through it. Is that all right? That's all right. Listen, I have to say it's been a really nice afternoon for me to come out and meet you guys because I've heard an awful lot, and I'm not cynical, but I'm always like, oh well, every teacher always says they've got the best group of kids and this, that, and the other. Actually, I've been really, really impressed just chatting with you. There's lots of ideas, lots of enthusiasm, so I'm going to be leaving this afternoon really excited about what we can do together after the holiday.
I have an idea for the props. For the newspapers, since, as you can see in nearly all the writing, they always use doctor's handwriting, is what we call it. I have that. I have that writing, so I could write the newspapers.
Self-report, but sure, yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah.